Hello and welcome to Second Edition. I'm Nigel Gale.
And I'm Angela Kuzmerchuk. Coming up in this show, we'll find out how to wash cars with just a few supplies, what's new at greenhouses this spring, and how Shumka dancers are celebrating 60 years.
But first, our top story. Edmonton City Council is not going forward with a proposed grant program aimed to help small businesses affected by ongoing construction. The construction is restricting access to local retail stores. Many businesses are feeling the loss in revenue. Some have even closed. City Councillor Karen Tang voted against the motion, saying the city should be looking for preventative measures instead of band-aid solutions. Businesses in the downtown and Cromdale neighborhoods are some of the hardest hit.
A lot of roads are shut down. Access to 104th Street and a lot of places downtown are really tough to get to, especially because it eliminates a lot of parking. You know, walking to go towards like Sherlock Holmes or another pub, you gotta take all these detours. So people that work over in that area aren't making their way here.
This is City Councillor Andrew Knack's second attempt at a grant program, the first being in 2018.
You might get more than an itch or two this summer. The councillors voted last week, and the City of Edmonton will control mosquitoes more naturally this summer. City crew will still apply pesticides in ditches, ponds, and on the ground, places where skeeters often lay their eggs. But mosquitoes will not be sprayed from helicopters since it hurts the bird population. Instead, the city plans to bring more bats and dragonflies into problem areas.
Someone that works on a construction site where they get real bad, when you're focusing and swatting around your face and you're up 30 feet in the air, it get dangerous.
I get where they're coming from with the wanting to keep the environment pristine or because it's bouncing back after a couple years, but I feel like we could take the hit there.
You'll see more mosquitoes flying around in your backyard this year, but the city says the campaign will help residents control them. They will also make sure parks are fun and healthy for the community.
Wild boars remain a problem in the province. The Alberta government is trying a new approach to deal with the issue. Alberta's wild boar control program aims to reduce the spread of the pests. Several counties across the province will have surveillance and active traps to catch the beasts. On Monday, the Alberta government announced that a bounty is in place.
The bounty is only for Stettler and the Peace areas, and it's currently $75 per set of ears. Running with hounds would be your better bet. One popular one is a Polish hound. That looks like a Labrador, Rottweiler type looking dog.
The boars have been known to attack crops, livestock, and are destructive to the environment.
Chumka celebrates 60 years today with a tour across Canada. After waiting 2 years for COVID restrictions to lift, this dance club gets to hit the road. These Chumka dancers are putting the final touches on their newest performance. The dancers stayed busy during COVID, learning 4 new dances for this tour. Something more also weighs on the hearts of these dancers, though. Their thoughts are with those in Ukraine.
War, more than ever, we have to promote and support our Ukrainian culture and Ukrainian brethren across seas to make sure their voices and their stories don't go unheard.
To honor those in Ukraine, the last piece is a tribute to Ukrainians and Chumka writer Yuri Shevchenko, who died in March in Kyiv from the war. They tour to Regina, Winnipeg, and Saskatoon in May. Tickets cost anywhere from $25 to $75.
Now let's take a look at greenhouses and what they are planning for the spring.
Our Colby Ipps sat down with Salisbury Greenhouse to find out what's going on this season.
Hi everyone, I'm Colby Ip with Second Edition, and today we're looking at greenhouses. So I'm here with Drew Walker. So you're with Salisbury Greenhouse, right?
That's right.
So, with springtime coming around, what does operations kind of look like in preparation for spring?
I mean, there's a lot going on. The main thing that we have going on is a crazy busy production department. So we have all sorts of new staff onboarding, joining the team, and just planting things like crazy. We're entering a huge growing season. As soon as it turns to spring, everything starts growing really fast. and things start moving really fast in the greenhouse.
What type of plants are you growing? Are you growing like house plants, outdoor plants?
So we get a lot of plants ordered in from around the continent. Primarily we get our indoor house plants from Florida and some from the West Coast as well. So we have a ton of indoor house plants. This time of year, our big hit is annual plants. So anything that's going to go in your gardens, outdoors, herbs, flowers, vegetables, anything colorful, loving full sun and outside.
Do you have other things besides just plants?
Yeah, we have lots of outdoor pots, we have custom plant arrangements, we have flowers, we have a whole giftware section that has clothing, decorations, purses, perfumes. Honestly, you name it, anything related to gardening, tools, any insecticides, fertilizers, seeds, everything. Salisbury is a one-stop shop.
So with the intense heat we had last summer, do you guys have any sort of precautions for that? Does that affect how plants grow at all?
Definitely. It increases the amount that we have to water our plants quite significantly. So sometimes we need to hire extra hands on deck to ensure that the plants get all the water that they need. We also have shade cloth. So when it's those really hot days, we draw the shade cloth and make sure that we're keeping as much of that heat out as possible. We can also control our temperature in a lot of our greenhouses, so we can bring the temperature down just to prevent any burning or plant death.
All right, well, thank you so much. I've been Colby Yip, and this is Second Edition.
Many students are thinking about practicums as we move to the end of April.
Second Edition's Mackenzie McDaniel Paul sits with Patrick Galenza for some insight on practicums.
To get some insight into practicums, I spoke to Program Head of Radio and Television, Patrick Galenza.
I am Patrick Galenza. I'm the chair of the Radio and Television program.
And just what are some common fears and anxieties around practicums?
Oh, there's lots of anxieties for students. Biggest one is contacting someone they've never heard from or heard about, right? So what we do is Jeanette Dubé and myself work with the students to find some practicums, because some different places look for students, so they send us information, but it really makes it hard. Lots of students have never really reached out to a big company, so they will try to craft an email or give a phone call, and if nobody's there, they get into a bit of a panic state. One of the things, just when you're getting it put together about where you want to go, we find that if you make one call and the second call by the third call, right? If you're talking to someone, you often come back and say, "Wow, that was pretty easy." It's just being comfortable and confident in making that call. So
I also want about that moving to another place. How far do some students go for practicums?
Well, we've had students in the States. We've had them in New Zealand, Australia.
I heard about Australia.
China. We've had because of COVID, we haven't had as many in America. We had one in the States in the fall, but we've got one that's gone to Prince George right now, Kamloops, Kelowna, Fort St. John, Fort McMurray. So all of northern Alberta and BC. We've had people in Nova Scotia, Newfoundland, so right across the country.
What are some challenges with practicums unique to this program in radio and television over carpentry?
The unique ones right now is that you got to move away. But if you're in carpentry, you could go down the road. There's so many things being built. But here, for you to really get a good immersed opportunity to work in the industry, if you go away to a small town that needs you to do more than just one thing, to spread your wings, to learn a little bit more, to gain the trust of those individuals, that's what really makes ours work, and it's a little bit different, right? You move around and you find the place that wants you as much as you want to be there, right? And that's kind of the cool thing about the business.
Yeah. Thanks for letting me interview you, and
thank you for having me.
I'm Mackenzie. This has been Second Edition Interview.
Coming up after the break, we get into scrubbing the car and decorating Easter eggs.
All that and more. Stay tuned.
Welcome back. Coming up, second edition's Taryn Dolan dips into spring with some fun Easter egg designs. I have to ask though, Nigel, when's the last time you washed your car?
Oh, those were pre-pandemic times. Luckily, Callan Dunlop heads to the car wash to clean things up. But first, Reese Andrews takes us to where you can adopt a furry friend.
When most people think of spring, they think of things like flowers, patio season, golf season, but dog owners think of one thing and one thing only. Today I'm here at Wharf to help with spring cleanup and to help out at the animal shelter. Let's head on in. Wharf is a nonprofit organization that helps homeless cats and dogs find their forever homes. Dogs like Leo, Ladybird, and Gemma were all at the shelter today, and they are available for adoption. The adoption process is quite simple. Inquire about the dog you'd like to adopt online, set up a meet and greet, and if you're a good fit, sign a contract, pay the adoption fee, and take home your new family member. Some of these dogs need a lot of training, but with a little TLC and a lot of love, I know they will make the perfect addition for the right family. Wharf is always accepting donations for things like dog collars and leashes, kennels, toys, and dog food. What is your favorite thing to eat? That's my favorite too. The best part about the animal shelter is that you can come whenever you want to come see the dogs. They even sometimes have puppies. These puppies are purebred Great Danes. They're small and feisty now, but I'm sure they'll grow up to be pretty amazing dogs, just like their mom, Doja. Reese Andrews, second edition news.
Hi, I'm Callan Dunlop with Second Edition News, and with the springtime approaching and the snow is melting, your car might end up looking like this. So to combat this, I'm going to teach you guys today on how to wash your car, starting with the interior.
What kind of place is this?
Yeah, I'm not doing that today. So to wash your car, you're gonna need a bucket of hot soapy water and a little mitt. You can start anywhere, but I'm going to start right in this little area here. So without further ado, let's get to washing. The key to getting a good wash on your car is to get the circular motion. I touch this and I'm like, I feel like I gotta get a tetanus shot after I touch it. What a dirty car. All right, now that we've washed this side of the car, it's time to move on to this side of the car. And this baby's not gonna wash herself, so let's get cracking. The next section of the car I wanna work on is the front, because I don't need an explanation, it's dirty.
Every time I gas up, it's not okay. Needs a good wash.
All right, so we're almost done. I'm just gonna go give her the good old outer sweep. Just make sure I didn't miss any spots. I probably did. And after that, we're gonna rinse it and we'll see where we're at. All right, with our bucket of water, we're ready to just pour her on. I have no idea how this is gonna go, but it's gonna get wet. Ah, beauty. Like a nice rainy day. Did I cut some corners washing this car? Yeah. Did I miss some blatant spots? I can see them right now. I did. But am I satisfied with the final product? Yes, I am. So thank you guys for joining me on this little adventure. Yeah, this has been Callan Dunlop with 2nd Edition News.
Hello everybody, my name is Taryn Dolan. I'm from 2nd Edition, and today I'll be showing you how to make some Easter eggs. The first one I'll be showing you, you'll just need 1 egg, a spoon, a cup, and some shaving cream, and a paper towel, of course. You'll want to start with the shaving cream and fill it up to the rim. And it appears that I'm out of shaving cream. Great. Magic. So like I said, you'll just want to fill the shaving cream right up to the rim. Next, you'll want to pick the colors you want to choose and add a generous amount to it. It doesn't matter how many colors you choose. For me, I picked 3 different colors. Next, you want to gently roll your egg on top. You'll take it out and wait about 20 minutes for it to dry. The final product should look something like this. Next, you'll use 2 to 10 drops of food coloring. You'll add your white egg. Wait a minute. And boom, should be blue. You'll take it out, dry it off. Add some red food coloring to your water. Add a tablespoon of canola oil. Make sure you give that a generous mix also. Next, you'll add your egg, and you'll want to gently roll it around in with the oil. It should come out with this cool watercolor look. I'm Taryn Dolan, and you're watching 2nd Edition.
And that's all we have for you tonight.
Be sure to join us next week for the last show of the season.
Thanks for watching and good night.